Hello, one and all, and welcome back. Finally, we're back on the air to Outside the Ropes. I am your host of Outside the Ropes, Matthew Moore. Welcome back to the Outside the Ropes podcast. As we did announce on our social media video we put out yesterday, we do apologise for not being on the air the last few weeks, but we are back, as promised. It's Matthew here, recording another podcast for you, the fans of professional wrestling. Now, we've got a lot to talk about on today's episode. It's going to be a short and sweet episode, guys, but we're going to try and pack as much in as we can. That's what happened over the last few weeks. But before we get into any more discussion on the podcast, just want to give a shout out to our friends and partners of this show. If you're historians of professional wrestling like ourselves and most of our fans of this podcast, go to check out our good friends at Wrestling's Past. If you're new to professional wrestling and you want to find out the history of wrestling, Wrestling's Past is a location. Or if you're like myself, a wrestling fan for so many years that we've lost count, Wrestling's Past, again, is the location to go to. Don't forget to check out their website, wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk, and on Twitter at Wrestling's Past. Some great photographs, archive stories, and much, much more on their website and also on their Twitter. So that's Wrestling's Past, guys. Don't forget to check them out. They are good friends here of Outside the Ropes. Guys, what's been happening in the world of wrestling over the last few weeks has been absolutely chaotic. We've had a major star fired. We've had the passing of another legend. We've got Summerslam this Sunday. We've got NXT this Saturday night. Good God almighty, we've got so much going on in the world of professional wrestling. We're down to the finalists of Tough Enough as well. We've got questions to answer too. And it's just, wrestling world's been unreal over the last few weeks. But let's get straight into it. We're going to answer some of your questions very, very shortly. SummerSlam is this Sunday, guys. Want to do a wee quick plug here before we move on as well. This Sunday night before the pay-per-view starts, we'll be doing our SummerSlam pre-show. We're hopefully, now we've been talking to a young lady who is a fan of the show, who wants to come in to the show on Sunday night and say a few words about SummerSlam. Also, we're trying our hardest to get Tony back in, as Tony's been away working. This is the craziest time of the year to try and get Tony onto the podcast because of his job. He works outdoors. So we're hopefully going to try and get Tony in as well. And also, this Saturday night, before the NXT show, Outside the Ropes, that's in 2 days' time, we'll be doing an NXT, that's right, NXT Brooklyn pre-show, where we're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be giving our predictions for the show. Just so much going on over the next few days for Outside the Ropes. And don't forget to follow us on our social media feeds as well, on Twitter at Outside the Rope, and also on Facebook. You can also check us out on our website, which we've actually fired the guy who used to build the website. Now we're going to bring someone else in to do it, outsidetheropesradio.com. But let's get straight into it. The news it broke a few weeks ago. Everybody wants to know my view on it, and also the view of everybody here at Outside the Ropes. The firing of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was released from his WWE contract a few weeks ago after a lot of speculation was going around that he used a racist term on a radio show or something along the lines of that. I've heard the interview with Hulk Hogan. I'll give you my view in just a second. But Hogan has been released from WWE of his contract. He was removed from Tough Enough. The Hall of Fame, apparently they want to remove him from the Hall of Fame. Are you for real? The guy helped build the WWF back in the day when... Oh, don't even get me started. But anyway, my view on it. If Hogan was racist, should he be fired? Maybe. A lot of people have been tweeting us and talking to us by email, and fans and discussion boards and all been saying, Hogan get fired. He shouldn't have been fired. Vince McMahon used racial terms live on pay-per-view, the time where he had that confrontation with John Cena. It's basically they're all saying it's like one rule for one rule for other. Should Hulk Hogan been fired from his job? Are the WWE blowing everything out of proportion? Could they be blown out of proportion? In a way, they might be. I heard the interview on YouTube. Was he intentionally trying to have a go at African American people by what they say using the N word? In the context, should he have been fired? In my opinion, probably not. You'll probably give me heat for this. He's a big draw for the company. He puts asses in the seats. Yes, fair enough. I'm not saying saying racist comments is right. It's not. But should I think WWE should have kept him employed and not fired him? Yeah, I think, and the fact that they want to wipe him from the Hall of Fame, for what I've been hearing as well, I think it's a bit wrong. Because, I mean, the guy is a legend. He helped build the WWE or WWF back at the time. He was a big part of the Monday Night Wars as well with the NWO. Do I think he should have still been employed? Yeah, well, probably, yeah. But I want to hear more what you guys think about it. You know, and we'll bring it back up again on Saturday night's podcast when we preview NXT. And we'll answer a couple more questions. Should Hulk Hogan been fired from WWE? Maybe, maybe not. The fact that they've wiped him off completely, like he hasn't existed, is a bit wrong. I don't know. It's crazy. But he's gone, and will we see him return? There's a lot of like tweets and stuff or bits and bobs coming out around Twitter and Facebook and stuff. You know, he's trying to get himself back into shape for WrestleMania 32 next year. Guys, I don't think Hogan's going to climb back into the ring again. If he does, he's silly. You know, he's had those multiple back surgeries and, you know, knee replacements and hip replacements, and I think it's just silly. But it's Hulk Hogan for you. You know, he's one of those guys. Is he ever going to let go of the spotlight? I don't know. But will we ever see him back in the WWE ring again? I hope so. To appear and greet the fans and stuff like that. But the way things are looking at the moment, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So there you go. So Hulk Hogan's been, excuse me, do apologise. Hulk Hogan has been released from the WWE. Let's hear more of your thoughts on it, guys. You know how to find us. You know how to get in touch with us. Let us hear what you think about Hulk Hogan being released from the WWE. Okay, moving on into some bad, well, I wouldn't say bad news, but yeah, well, he would say bad news, sad and tragic news. We lost another legend, guys. WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper passed away a few weeks ago. When I heard this news, I actually got a text message from my friend telling me that the news had just broken. My initial reaction was just, wow, you know, shocked. I mean, we lost Dusty Rhodes not so long ago, and now we've lost Roddy Piper in the side of a month. Piper gone. I still can't accept that Roddy Piper's gone. I'm a big fan of was a big fan of his podcast that he done. A big fan of his work back in the day. I mean, growing up watching Roddy Piper was just entertaining as hell. I mean, he was so entertaining. Back in the 80s and the early 90s and stuff like that, where he was at his peak. I still can't get over the fact that he's actually gone, and people keep saying, you know, Roddy Piper's passed away and stuff like that. It's like, you know, where do you start? I mean, even before I come on the air here, it was like, you know, should I write a few notes? Should I say something about him? You know, what should I say about him? I mean, what more could you say about him? He was an absolute legend. You know, his career spans across so many decades. You know, starting out from having such a bad, sheltered life to making it into one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling and obviously movies and stuff like that as well. But Roddy Piper is an absolute legend in my eyes. I mean, growing up watching Piper, I mean, how could you forget some of his moments from back in the day where, you know, smacking the coconut off Jimmy Snuka's head, you know, painting himself half black, half white for his match with Bad News Brown. You know, all these different things that he's done over the years. You know, his Intercontinental title run back in 92, his tag team title run with Ric Flair, his US title runs, his run in WCW, his, you know, all the different classic matches he had, the feuds he had with the likes of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Cyndi Lauper and all those different things that he done. You know, the feud he had, especially the big time feud he had with Mr. T, on screen and off screen. You know, all the different things that he done throughout the year. I mean, most recently his podcast, he done Legends House. You know, all these different things that Piper's done over his career. You could talk about Roddy Piper for hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, some of his funny moments, some of the stuff that he done, some of the stories. I mean, he done a recent product there for WWE where he was doing not a round table discussion, but like he was sitting at a table with Mean Gene and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. If you haven't checked that out on the WWE Network yet, you can check it out there now. But Piper, I mean, I just can't. When Dusty Rhodes passed away a few weeks ago, it was kind of like, okay, you know, it was hard to get over. You know, Dusty Rhodes, another legend of the business. But Piper, I mean, and to hear, you know, he passed away peacefully in his sleep. I just can't accept the fact that he's gone. We've lost so many legends over the last few years. We've lost Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, recently. Then we've lost, so many we've lost. But Piper was a big one, and it was a big, big loss to the wrestling community and the wrestling fans throughout the world. I'll certainly miss Roddy Piper. I'm sure a lot of you fans out there will miss Roddy Piper. I mean, I could talk about Roddy Piper for hours. It's the stuff that he done, and he's so entertaining, and it's hard to believe that he's gone. I just can't accept it. I mean, there's recently UFC women's fighter Ronda Rousey even done a thing dedicated to Piper and stuff, and her recent fight. It's hard to accept, guys. We've had a lot of tweets from you as well with your favourite Roddy Piper memories and stuff, which I enjoyed reading through, and a lot of the guys part of this show as well enjoy reading through as well. But it's so strange and so young to go as well. Was he 61? And he had his battle with cancer as well, which he defeated as well. And it's hard to accept that Piper's away, but Piper would probably want his fans to move on and enjoy his memories and move forward. And remember Roddy for what he was, an absolute legend. So there you go. Anyway, guys, moving on. Where should we go? I know there's been a lot of few things floating around, but this Saturday night, NXT in Brooklyn, New York, in the Barclays Center, NXT in a big arena. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, some of the matches on the card is just looking absolutely amazing. I'm going to go through the card here now for you. Some of the matches are just looking off the chain. We've got Eva Marie in singles action against Carmella. We've got Bill Dempsey in action. We've got Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Donna Brooks versus Emma, a fatal 4-way match. I think that's for the title as well, is it? No, it's not. It's not for the title. Sasha Banks is the champion. Sasha Banks is actually fighting Bayley for the title. An interesting match. I'm looking forward to a very physical match. Baron Corbin versus Samoa Joe. We've also got Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, and Zack Ryder in action against Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley's actually in the team, as well, against Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, Scott Dawson, and Dash Wilder. Some random names. But some of the other matches stand out for me, guys. It's Blake and Murphy defending the tag team titles against the Vaudevillains. Are they going to become the tag team champions? You never know. Adrian English and Simon Gotch. I'm looking forward to that tag team title match. But the two matches that are standing out for me are the two single matches. First of all, Tyler Breeze for the stepping into the ring for the very first time. This was announced a few weeks ago. Houston Thunder Liger is appearing at a WWE event. He is taking on Tyler Breeze this Saturday night at NXT Brooklyn, which I'm looking forward to. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, sorry. And then the main event is Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the NXT title. If you haven't watched NXT from last night, guys, go back onto the WWE Network and check out NXT. They had a great promo in the ring at NXT last night. But this Saturday night, guys, I'm looking forward to this show. We're going to do a pre-show where we're going to ask you, the fans, for your predictions. So if you want to get your predictions in for the NXT show for Saturday night, you can send them as an email, outside the ropes at yahoo.com. Also on Twitter at Outside the Rope, and also on our Facebook. Sorry. I have a really groggy throat today, guys. You have to apologise. I have to apologise to you. But yeah, Saturday night we're doing a pre-show as well, our own pre-show, where we're going to go through the matches, we're going to talk about it, answer your questions, do all different things as well. But there you go. Now, SummerSlam this Sunday. I'm going to go through the card briefly for SummerSlam this Sunday, and then we'll not talk much more about it, give our predictions today, because we're going to do our pre-show on Sunday. But I'm looking forward to it, guys, this Sunday night from the Barclays Center again. Some great matches on the card. Let's go through a couple of them. We've got returning Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev, which is going to be a good match. Good to see Dolph Ziggler back after away from doing his movie. The Bella Twins and Alicia Fox are fighting Team Bad, and then they're also fighting PCB, as they're called. Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch in a 3-team elimination match. We've got Kevin Owens in action again, at this time at SummerSlam against Cesaro. Very good feud with them too the last few weeks. A match as well, we've got movie star Stephen Amell and Neville taking on Stardust and King Barrett, which will be interesting to see. We've got a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Tag Team titles. The Primetime Players defending against Los Matadores, the Lucha Dragons, and the damn New Day. Why the hell are they still employed? That New Day gimmick is seriously starting to piss me off. I'm sure you probably see our tweets every Monday night. God damn it. Why split them up and make them individual stars? Big E coming out to the ring dancing like a fool. He's a guy at 300 pounds to be a powerhouse, not coming out and dancing like a fairy. Why don't you put a tutu on him and call him the bloody Tooth Fairy? Ugh. Anyway. Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, which I'm looking forward to that match, but I want to talk more about it on Sunday. Intercontinental title on the line, Ryback against the Big Show and The Miz. Title for title. That's right, excuse me. Title for title. We've got John Cena versus Seth Rollins for the WWE and United States Championships. Interesting. We're going to get a lot of predictions about that, no doubt, on Sunday. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. And also the main event, well, in my eyes, the main event, the returning Undertaker, which we're going to talk about now. The Undertaker come back to TV. We've got some questions about the Undertaker, which I'm going to answer now. The Undertaker come back to TV at the last pay-per-view, and he's been aiming to get his revenge on Brock Lesnar since WrestleMania 30. Sorry, I just have to take a wee drink there while I'm talking to you guys. As I said to you, I'm a bit groggy today. But The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar this Sunday at Summerslam, so I'm looking forward to that match. Great card lined up for SummerSlam. Don't forget, guys, get your predictions into us, and we'll read them out and we'll talk to you on Sunday at our SummerSlam pre-show podcast. Now, we've got some questions that we want to answer. I know we're trying to squeeze everything in here, guys, because we wanted to focus on main stories over the last few weeks, because obviously what's been going on. But we've got some questions here we want to answer. First of all, we'll go on to our Twitter, which I'm trying to get up here now as I'm talking to you. We've actually got a question in from our friends and partners of this show. Wrestling's Past wants to know why The Undertaker has become a cowardly heel with these low blows, etc. on Brock Lesnar. And also, with our question about The Undertaker as well. But Wrestling's Past wants to know, why is he going to become a heel? To be honest with you guys, I don't really know. I mean, yes, fair enough, on Raw Monday night there past, we haven't talked about Raw, so the last Raw going into the pay-per-view this Sunday. They booed The Undertaker a bit because it was Brock Lesnar's hometown. Why is he going to low blows? Honestly, guys, I really don't know why they're doing this. Is he going to be more of a heel persona? I don't know. We hear that he won't be around after SummerSlam. Maybe it's just The Undertaker going to the next level to try and get revenge and take it to the next level to try and defeat Brock Lesnar. Apologies again. But, yeah, I mean, why is he going to this cowardly heel? It's a question I really can't answer. I could answer it, but I don't want to give the wrong answer. Maybe it's just The Undertaker raising his game because he knows he has to raise his game because the Brock Lesnar is a difficult opponent to beat, and he has to go to any level to beat Brock Lesnar. But there you go. Another question then coming in on our Twitter account from Mel from @ProperRichard says, why has The Undertaker got long hair and posters? It's annoying. That is true. He has got short. Well, he's grown. It looks like he's grown his hair back, even though he's going bald. But he's got long hair in the posters. Don't ask me. Ask WWE. I think it's stupid, to be honest with you. But there you are. But Proper Richard, thanks for your question anyway. Private mail here from Stephen. Wants to know. Oh, sorry, that was more than know. He wants to let us know that if John Cena wins the title on Sunday, he's going to cry. Don't worry, you're not the only one. We've got another one here in. Let's have a look here and see. Okay. We've got another one here on our private mail. Private mail, actually, on Twitter. Yeah, it's private mail here from Claire. Wants to know, why is the... what do you think, guys, of the ratings being up on Raw that John Cena was off television? Now, Cena's back on TV, the ratings have been back down again. What's your thoughts? Okay, we heard about that, yes, the ratings were up. Why Cena was off TV. I heard that. Whether it's to be true or not, I don't know. I haven't got it confirmed. But if it is true, then, in my opinion, I think it's good. I must admit, though, Seth Rollins' t-shirt's actually quite cool. The whole thing about John Cena. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I heard that the ratings were up since Cena Was taken off TV with that bad nose injury he had a few weeks ago, which we haven't mentioned here on today's podcast. But that injury was a bit, a lot of fans were tweeting saying they loved it and were glad to see Cena off TV. But we'll say no more about that. But there you go. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting facts, isn't it? The fact that Cena is off TV and the ratings go up. Interesting. But thanks for your question anyway. Guys, I'm going to hit the road here because I know I haven't talked about any other news apart from, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, and talk about SummerSlam this Sunday and stuff like that. But don't forget, again, I'm going to give you another wee shout, guys. Don't forget that we are on the air this Saturday night. We're going to get more in depth to the NXT show and obviously on Sunday as well. It's the first podcast back after being off for a while, so you do have to bear with me, as I've been told, just to basically focus on bullet points today. So don't blame me. I'm kidding. But thanks very much for your download on iTunes here and listening to us on speaker on our website, etc. And here on YouTube as well. I forgot to mention YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. Hello, YouTube. Hope you are all doing well out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. So there you go. But I'm going to hit the road, guys. But before I do, actually, I forgot to give a shout out to our friends as well. Don't forget to check out all our friends. You can probably see their tweets and retweets on our thing here in Ireland, or our good friends at Pro Wrestling Ulster, Wrestling.ie, Fight Factory Pro Wrestling, Celtic Championship Wrestling, Over the Top Wrestling as well, guys. Don't forget to check those guys out too. British Wrestling Radio, don't forget to give them a wee check out too every week. So if you get a chance to have a look. And once again, our friends and partners of the show, Wrestling's Past, don't forget to give them a wee check out as well. So I will hit the road here and I will see you on Saturday. So I'm back on Saturday evening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I get somebody here. We've been saying for weeks to get people in. This new head of production needs to get somebody in here because this is getting a little bit lonely here sometimes, But there you go. And I hit the road, guys. I'll see you on Saturday night then, about a couple of hours before the pay-per-view starts on the WWE Network. I'm Matthew Moore, your host, and we'll see you all here on Saturday.